नाम बता दीजिए।
शौर्य, दिव्यांश एंड अनुपम।
दिव्यांश है।
अनुपम।
डॉक्टर अजय डाटा सर और इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ राजस्थान कमेटी क्या को है दीपक बाबा
That's driven in fact. Most of the Indian companies, they don't do it.
Even if they fail, they'll get some idea out of it.
So all these different channels, a customer can get aggregated news from all these different channels. And what is unique about this is that all these channels, especially for multi-outlet businesses, we segregate each review into particular units and each review into particular aspects of what it is. Now by particular aspect I mean, so for
Welcome to PhD Chambers Startup Summit 2016. May I request the panelists of the first session to kindly come on the dais, please. Mr. Deepak Pahwa, Mr. Arun Kumar Jha, Mr. Paritosh Sharma, Dr. Ajay Datta, Mr. Umesh Sharma, and Mr. Ashok Agarwal. So, ladies and gentlemen, before officially starting this summit, let us all rise for the national anthem, please. Just a second.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे
So welcome to PhD Chamber Startup Summit 2016. In fact, this auditorium is totally bubbling with our youthful energy, with positive aura, which has been never felt before. So congratulations to everybody. So in fact, if we see of this startups ecosystem as such in India, we know that as per the NASSCOM report, India ranks third globally in terms of startup. And right now we have somewhere closer to 4,200 startups. And it is estimated that by the year 2020, we may touch the number somewhere close to 10,000. So this is indeed, in fact, a very, very important step in enriching the socio-economic fabric of our nation. And whenever we talk of startup, normally the startup is nothing but it is analogous to a word which is known as innovation. And when I'm talking of innovation, innovation is a very, very loosely defined term by many people, because we know that innovation is just like a big elephant. Everybody have their own versions. Somebody will touch the tail, somebody will touch the legs, somebody will touch the trunk, and they'll have their own definition. But if we try to funnel this innovation, it's basically divided into two parts. One is the incremental innovation and one is the breakthrough innovation. And if we see the orthodox business culture, the traditional business that used to be run for a long period of time, it is more incremental innovation in nature, where there is, a steady improvement in a product or service. But right now, startups are nothing but they are talking of disruptive innovations. Because when we are talking of disruptions, disruption is nothing but is one of the, the vision or one of the challenge for every business leader, and everybody want to vie for this disruptive innovation. But the point is, the caveat is that disruptive innovation requires a large pool of capital, which is again a wanting thing right now in our Indian subculture. So point of concern is that of late, the Prime Minister has unveiled the Startup India mission, and I am sure that everybody must have read all the nuances of the action plan, which highlights different 19 agenda points, which gives a very, very favorable climate to start a startup culture in India. And this is one of the important initiatives wherein the private capital will come in India and it will become a part of the economy. And if we are talking of Indian entrepreneurs as such startups, the issue and challenge that we see in all these startups is that they normally get, throttled by the mundane work of the organizational culture, by the organizational work and scaling it up. They tend to forget their domain expertise, and their innovative level, keeps less and less as the day passes by, because again they are throttled by, daily legislations, maybe it a labor legislation or environmental or what so and so forth. So point of concern is that right now we have to again understand that this is a time wherein some enabling environment is provided to startups, and this Startup Summit is one of the challenge, or in fact one of the way in that particular direction. And as the day progresses, we have different 4 sessions which will be talking about the startup ecosystem in terms of scaling startups, in terms of hand-holding, mentoring startups, in terms of how to improve the financial capacities of the startups. So we will be understanding a lot of things as far as the startup ecosystem goes in India. And I'm sure that as we grow towards the end of the day, many of us will be learned human beings. Many of will be try to nurture some of the business ideas that's hidden in ourselves, that is unleashed. So this is the time that let's all sit with the open mind, try to understand this perspective of the speaker, of the fellow panelists who are all domain experts from different fields. And through interactive sessions, through your own Q&A, you can ask some of the questions also. So we also have a Twitter handle at PhD Chamber 1. So if at all you have any question or any query, you can post in that Twitter handle, and also you can follow hashtag PhD Chamber Startup Summit, PhD Chamber Startup Summit 2016. So all the queries and all your ideations will be there live on the screen itself. So any question is welcome, and I am sure that by the end of the day, we will be more informed and learned startup community. And to officially start the event, I will request Mr. Deepak Pahwa, who is the chairman of the Innovation Committee at PhD Chamber, to kindly come here and propose the welcome address and also give the introduction to the Innovation Committee at PhD Chamber. Thank you.
Very good morning to all of you. Also a very good morning to Mr. Arun Kumar Jha, IES CEO, Khadi and Village Industries Commissioner, Commission Ministry of MSME, Government of India, Mr. Paritosh Sharma, Head Channel Partnership, PayU Money, Dr. Ajay Datta, Founder and CEO of Data Analytics Infosys Limited and Chairman Rajasthan Committee, PhD Chamber, Mr. Ramesh Sharma, Founder, CEO, Simplifier Solutions, Mr. Ashu Agarwal, Director, BW Accelerate, PhD Chamber members, startup entrepreneurs, faculties and entrepreneurial students from distinguished colleges. I'm very thankful that you could spare some time out of your very busy schedule to be here with us today. It is a matter of immense pride and privilege to welcome all the distinguished speakers, industry captains, faculty members, and the students to this August gathering. To begin with, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, a leading industry chamber of India ever since its inception in 1905. Has been an active participant in India's growth story through the advocacy role and the policy makers and regulators of the country. Regular interactions, seminars, conferences, conclaves allow healthy and constructive discussion between the government, industry, and international agencies, bringing out the vitals for growth. The Startup Summit in 2016 has been envisaged on the backdrop of significant role of startups in addressing this Indian economy and job creation. Heartening to know that the Government of India has kicked off this ambitious startup movement. The government program aims to fill the gap in this economy for the growth of development of startups and will aim to boost digital entrepreneurship in the grassroots. I had an opportunity to be at the Haryana summit, which was there last week. And interestingly, they also had a special session on selecting from across the state 10 best startup ideas. And I was on the jury to select the best 3. Unbelievable effort by various teams from all over Haryana. And I can tell you that this is happening all over the country, not limited to what I saw. And I think this is a very good thing that also Dr. Jatinder Singh has spoken about, that we are already the 3rd largest startup country in the world. The Indian startup community has brought lots of positives amongst the entrepreneurs in India. We are elated by the fact that India has the 3rd largest number of startups. A recent report on innovation offers unique insights on fostering innovation in India. Global Innovation Index 2015 ranks countries, placing India 81st amongst 141 countries, which is really not very good number, but I'm sure with the way startups and innovation is beginning to happen in this country, we will take it forward to a much higher or a better position in the few years. The report classifies India as an innovation outperformer due to India's relatively low per capita income, high global innovation score amongst its peers, and being consistently an innovation achiever for the past 3 years. In our country, the other name for innovation is Jugaad. The term refers to the widespread practice in rural India of customizing vehicles using only available resources and know-how. Jugaad has been identified across the economy in the inventiveness of call center workers, the creativity of global transactional elites, and the innovativeness of Indian product designs. The term has seen an unprecedented growth in popularity and has now proffered as a tool of development. In fact, I had an opportunity 4 or 5 years to discuss the word Jugaad with many international people, and I think there's a very positive side to the word Jugaad that we should also look at. Dr. Mashelkar, who's very well known all over the country and all over the world, was the head of CSIRO at our Breyer Award, where we honor people who have innovated in different fields. He tried to give it a new word on innovation, and he called it Indovation. So I think all of you should proudly look at Indovation in addition to innovation. And there are many examples of that. While product invention and innovation is often at the forefront of such efforts, However clever and creative, they are often not the critical factor. Effective entrepreneurship and innovation require what has sometimes been called an ecosystem of supporting elements and factors. This may include a receptive social climate, which we have, relevant educational resources, flexible organization structures and cultures, angel and venture capital, which is available in abundance today, and bundle resources designed to support new ventures. This environment is most effectively created through complementary and cooperative initiatives in both private and public sectors. The 19-point action plan to startup enterprises, which was unveiled in January 2016, will boost startup ventures that would boost employment generation and wealth creation. I think this is only the beginning. This action plan and all other ways to incentivize startup. The government is listening, government wants to do things, and there will be an evolution of how government will incentivize the startup enterprises. Startups in India have faced two significant obstacles. One is the government apathy and a complex approval process, which I think is changing. The other is the power of entrenched corporates to oppose or kill startups which challenge them. So while action plan unveiled by the Prime Minister as a catalyst also needed are structural reforms that permit free and fair competition and other issues that determine the viability and existence of startups. The Startup India Action Plan lists out a comprehensive set of structural and regulatory reforms in order to achieve this. Income tax exemption, easing compliance through reduction of regulations, and having fixed qualifications as to what a startup is, where expectations at the top of the entrepreneurial bucket list. The relaxation of the financial and labor norms is a great step towards making things simpler for young startups so that they can focus on innovation without getting entangled in some of these norms that are more applicable to larger entities. Programs like Atal Innovation Mission will help foster innovation at the grassroots level among students in schools, colleges, which will in turn encourage more youngsters to enter the field of entrepreneurship and innovate and create some groundbreaking products that will be used by people around the world. India is already a leading startup hub, and I'm convinced that with the right support from the government, it can rapidly become the innovation hub of the world. I think I'm tempted at this stage to divert from what I was speaking. You'd be surprised, one of the greatest innovation hubs that I've come across in innovation is a small country called Israel. You'd be surprised when you go there, the amount of innovation that has been taking place for the last 15 years. In every field, every person thinks innovation. It's in their DNA. And if a small country like that can do it and come so far, I think we have a lot of talent that can bring this out. The government needs to play a pivotal role in various dimensions of the startup ecosystem and help a voice to the startups by promoting them across the world, which will help them emerge internationally. Modern India had a strong focus on science and technology. India is positioned as one of the top 5 nations in this field of space exploration. There has been considerable emphasis on encouraging scientific temperament among India's youth through various and numerous technical universities and institutes, both in the private and government sectors. But a lot more needs to be done. In spite of the large pool of scientists, no Indian educational institution is in the top 200 in the world. We need to invest more in research and development, meaningful research and development, interface with the academia and the industry, and promote entrepreneurship to achieve transformative gains and boost job creation in the country. Technology-driven manufacturing growth globally and will continue to do so. Promoting entrepreneurship and competitiveness of micro, small, and medium enterprises will also be a major differentiator in startups and Make in India program, as it would help absorb both educated and uneducated workforce in a productive way. The latest buzzword